Good morning. Well, I'm back at it. It's cold out here because I live outside of Seattle, but I wanted to show you what I've got going on in my gym and kind of where I'm at. And this is the space right now. Love it or hate it, it's mine. I'm doing some work and I'm glad you're here to check it out. This is the space right now. It's not done. It's definitely messy, as is the work zone, as you can tell, but I promise everybody in the universe I'm gonna clean it. I think today's the day. Either way, I'm making some progress. As you can see on the wall over here, I ended up building this myself as a divider between the 2-car stall and the 3rd car, which is where my gym is. So I chose to use this whole 3rd car stall that's kind of standalone as the gym. I added the mirror that I repurposed from somewhere else in the house, and I ended up building this pegboard by hand. There are so many options to buy elsewhere for so much money, but I really didn't want to do that. I wanted something that was simple and out of the way to store all the attachments that go with the gym, like the pull-up bars, the cables, rope extensions, you know, stuff like that. But it does sit off the floor, and I ended up using making a French cleat up here for it to hang off of. And down here, there are brackets underneath that are out of sight that will help hold the weight, and hopefully it won't fall off the wall or burn my house down. Either way, all of the stuff that will go here is stuff that was sitting in a bin of all places between my squat rack and this treadmill. So it was sitting, you know, right there. I'm a mess when I walk. I'm kind of old. I'm prone to any hazard possible, so that wasn't working for me. So there's a beam right here as well between the pegboard and the mirror. So the wall I built from one end of the garage to this door opening here acts as kind of a natural cubby. So my pegs don't stick out past that natural cubby area, and I can put a lot of things up on that wall. I've got some other things going on in this area that I'll show you about, or I'll show you in the next video. I'm definitely not done, obviously, but I'm pretty excited. I mean, I'm not like building rocket ships out here or anything, but I think this is gonna be pretty cool. Over here on the other side of the wall, I positioned a mirror and a little bench for my power block dumbbells. So this little bench here will actually sit against the wall right underneath the breaker box, and my power block dumbbells will sit lengthwise side by side, which is really cool. It doesn't stick out very far, but if you're familiar with power block dumbbells, their weight is color coded in their selections. So I'm colorblind, and I haven't had too much of a problem choosing the colors, but if it's like blue and purple, yeah, forget about it. Red and brown, even more forget about it. But nonetheless, it allows me to see the colors easily, but it keeps the power blocks tight against the wall. I did hang a mirror here, and as you can see, it does fit right between the breaker box and an outlet. And it would be really cool if I could find one of those funhouse mirrors that every time I'm working out, I look like a bodybuilder, or at least like not like I'm pregnant. You know, that would be great. I think that would be a well spent stack of cash. Either way, you can also see that I have a lot of strips of 2-inch MDF on the wall. And what I've done is actually covered the seams everywhere with this MDF. And that's really because what I'm creating in here has to also be removable. I am afraid of kind of deterring from the value of the home when I sell, which should be, you know, a few years down the road, but I didn't want something I would have to destroy, you know, once I did sell. And I'm really into abstract art, so I thought it was a really cool look, and there's more about the look to come, and I promise it will all make sense as I go. I've got a treadmill here. I'll try and get a better picture of it, but I do have, you know, they're just the general power cage with some attachments, and I have a treadmill, and here's my dirty shop area, so no judgment, that will go away, I promise. And by go away, I mean I will show you something in the next video that was so cool to cordon that off. But regardless, here's the treadmill. It's a ProForm treadmill, and I'm not going to say I like being on a treadmill because, you know, who likes being on a treadmill? I think I don't really like to electively put both feet in on a torture device. However, this one does follow along with a program. So meaning if I play a specific program on the TV of, say, somebody walking, this treadmill will rise and lower with the elevation gain of that walk or that program. With that said, it's really cool having a TV right here, and then I did put an older sound bar and subwoofer here as well, which sound really good in this little space. I'm really happy with the sound, so it'd be nice to rock out. And you know, you'll see down the road, I'm a super metalhead, so it's nice to blast some Slayer or some Pantera, whatever, and just kind of get rocking out here in the gym when it's done. But I did put an extending arm on the TV so it can actually be moved out. You know, I live in the Pacific Northwest, obviously a Seahawks fan, so I can put the game on out here and work out and try not to be too distracted, but it just pushes right back in. So it's great. Anyway, it is important that it feels like it's my own space, separate from all of the nonsense over here. I do have cars that, you know, will go back into the garage. I have a couple of classic cars that will be parked here. But I wanted to have something separated that was kind of my own, you know, my own space. And it's not perfect, and it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be something that shows what a normal person can do. And I'm sure the 3 people that find this video are looking for cheap, easy, quick gym builds. And I gotta tell you, I did months of that same research, and I came up with the gym build of somebody who had all the money that they needed and wanted, or they were an influencer, so they were given everything to put in their gym or to build, or they had all of these things, and that's not me. I'm a normal person. I make normal money. I live in this house by myself post-divorce. I'm going through all of that stuff. This is easy. It's not eating me financially. I'm into this about $450, and really that's because I built this wall right here. I mean, I don't know what happened with wood, but wood still seems to be like the most expensive thing in the world. And what did I say about walking around? Yeah, exactly. How I didn't just go down. Did you hear me trip on my tools? Anyway, I feel like I just dodged a bullet right there. However, with the cost of wood and just some time, I mean, I've been working on this for a week. I didn't leave my job to do this. I'm not, you know, selling my soul for all of the cool tools in the wood. Some of my tools are borrowed, and Facebook Marketplace is my best friend. And you can be in the same boat. You do not have to buy all of the most expensive stuff. You don't have to have every single tool. Is it cool? Yeah, it's great. Is it necessary? It's not. What I found worked for me was just starting. I just had to start. I put the first 2x4 on the ground. I'll even show you the first 2x4 is this one right there. I put that one on the ground and I connected it to the wall down here, the existing wall. I put my screws in and I just started. Once I got the layout, I just went for it. I got on Facebook Marketplace looking for drywall because, you know, drywall is cheap, but it's not cheap when you're buying other stuff too. So I got some mirrors on Facebook Marketplace. I got a couple pieces of equipment on Facebook Marketplace. I'm picking up a new bench. It's a Marcy bench from Amazon, yay, but it's 15 bucks. The bench I have is a little bit too big for this area. So you got to do the things that you can. It's absolutely doable. Anyway, there's still a lot to come. I have a couple of things on order that aren't here yet. My paint crew should be here momentarily to help me clean up and start painting. And then that's it. And I cannot wait to show you what's possible from a regular person doing regular stuff, wanting to gain some momentum and rebuild their life. And that's what I'm about. And that's what this space is for me. And if you're looking for that kind of space, just start. You can do it. If you're struggling, reach out. If you need ideas, reach out. If you have ideas for me because you're watching this, please reach out. It's just me, you know? But anyway, I'm happy to bring you along. I'm glad you're here, and I wish you the best.